Frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ride it. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah. Squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want problems, yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog, you don't want problems, yeah, you don't want problems.
Coach, we're just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at New Era Field in Orchard Park, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Washington Redskins. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 17-yard line.
Hey, Mike 57. It's a party now. Pass. Watch the twitch. Watch the alert. Shoot. Recon, 132 fighter. No. Alert. Hey, home. Hatchet. Shit. Go.
This is the third-round pick out of FAU, Devin Singletary. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
57 to Mike. I got one. All 52. Check 26. Hey, switch gears. Alert.
They run with a former Jaguar. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Round 80. Switch. Hey, tight. 3 down.
On second down now, Singletary. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
He's checking. Half 85. Shoot. Watch.
And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Two times. Regular. 36. 80 weapons. Rush in. Wall.
Allen going to give this one to Singletary. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, Singletary spins away. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. From the 29, Allen. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Dane Cruikshank. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
A carry for Bryce Love, the 4th rounder from Stanford. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, Love. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Haskins. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down. On first down, here's Love. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's A.J. Klein, the linebacker, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down now, Singletary. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now T.J. Yeldon. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. They'll go with a big back, Yeldon. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. T.J. Yeldon, his 4th touchdown on the year. as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
This will be taken in at the 1. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Haskins will throw. And that is incomplete. It was Teron Johnson that time who had that play covered from the start.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give him 9, though, on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Singletary here running out of the gun. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
On second down, Singletary. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Check, 47. 56. We good. Hey, tight. 5 wide. Check three.
They'll try and run. Here's Singletary. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Devin Singletary hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
12 yards that time and a Bills first down.
Hey, orbit.
On first down, Allen. It's brought incomplete. It's John Brown. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards that time and a Bills first down. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he's got some space here. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 35. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And there is a flag as he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. But who's this going to be against? So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
You ain't doing nothing today. Hey, check.
Throwing now. Haskins on first down. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. Haskins looking to throw on first down. And this is Latimer, complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Shotgun handoff now for Love. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soft.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And that's complete. It's Sims. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a first and 10 at the 15. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Hey, keep it up.
This is Love. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This is brought in by Gibson. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Haskins. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. And he finds McLaurin. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Check 52. Deuce, Hill. Slam. Hey, alert 3. Squeeze.
On 1st down, Love. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Check tight. Check safety.
Staying on the ground, it's Love. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
But they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
Here we go.
On 3rd and 1, it's Haskins. And trying to get it to his tight end, Rodgers, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now.
Check the backer. Shift. Kill.
They go right back to Singletary. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Get him, boy.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 2.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
X3. 218. Chop it.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Bills send the punter out. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip. 61. Match up.
Here's Love again. And he stopped immediately there. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Haskins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Here we go.
At their own 37-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
On 52.
Now on 2nd and 13. Allen. This will be caught by Brown. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
We got 4.
First and 10 at the 47.
15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move, and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Middle.
They'll run on 1st down. Singletary, and he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Singletary again. He spins free, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter.
Down 80. 57. All day. Hey, tight. Protein spill. Check nine.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. On second down now, Singletary. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Watch the flag, watch the flag, watch the flag. Watch the flag, flag.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and goal.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Slam. Alert 3. 6-6, pull it high. Switch it, Kim, switch it. Band-Aid, back.
On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
Check. 57's the mic. Watch 57. Not today, you are. Not today.
Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. Allen hit. He lost the football. And the Redskins scoop it. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. And they're not able to convert on 4th down.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it's a 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Love. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
From the gun on 3rd down. Haskins got his man complete over the middle. That's Love. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down. On 1st down, it's Haskins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ballgame.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL's record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a 1st down.
Here we go. Double time.
On 1st down, they stick with Singletary. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 49-yard line.
25, check 25, check 25. Pass 85. Buzz.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Jonathan Allen forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down.
A 14-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Bills drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Let's go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Haskins on 1st down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Watch the slant, watch the slant. Mike's 50, Mike's 50 to go.
Now Haskins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. It was Teron Johnson that time who had that play covered from the start. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They'll try and throw forward with Haskins. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Singletary. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. And that's complete to Brown. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the out...
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog. This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People want to know where Mace, Potts, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, and head, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rockin' over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter right. Turn it up, we giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Gentlemen. When it was time to get it lit, we got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, passing your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin, subject